Uh-oh. Sounds like it's about to go down in here. It's going down. New York City, NYC, MSG, stand up. Brooklyn, Staten in the Bronx. Manhattan, Queens, what you want? We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. Brooklyn, Staten in the Bronx. Manhattan, Queens, what you want? We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. We want the Knicks. New York City, New York, Knicks. If the Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. We back, we back, we back, we back, we back, we back. This is New York City, home of the Knicks, baby. Yeah, we back on track. The Mecca's going crazy. Rim rocking, shot blocking, boy, we are not stopping. Aiming at that chip with a bullseye on the target. It's been so many years, that's how bad we really want it. From the city to the garden, we all be blue and orange. And everybody's starving, hell yeah, hungry for a ring. Got a team full of hungry hoopers all going in. We back.
A minute remaining. Brunson at three. Bam! Jalen Brunson does it again. Timeout.
Que lo que mi gente. What up, what up, what up? We back at it again. It's your boy, Ruel, friend of the Most High. We back at it again. It's you know who it is, bro? You know who it is. It's us, the Organic Fanatics. And I got the squad with me. We -1. So salute to Two Shots out there. He's on a cruise with the missus. Salute to Jess. Happy birthday to you. They're out there celebrating. You know what I'm saying? He can't swim, so he's walking around the cruise ship with floaties on his arms. But we're neither here nor there. We ain't gonna snitch. We ain't snitching. Well, we got, who's that I see out there? The bro. That sangre, pura sangre. My brother, salute New Knicks. Que lo que, manito? What's good?
Yeah, what's poppin', everybody? Yo, welcome to the TOF. My bad, I've been MIA on the TOF, but we back. You heard?
Yeah, okay. He talking, he repping here.
Yeah, salute to Mike the Specialist. Salute to my brother for QBing this thing. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you with us. Yeah, I mean, so thank you for rocking out and vibing out with us, and we getting ready to chop it up. There he is, the boy.
Hey, other side of there, that's my that's the other side of the machetazo. Que lo que, manito? What's good?
What's up, people? Que lo que, my gente? How's it going? Happy Friday. Here we go. We got a game in a few hours, right?
2 hours.
Hey, lots to talk about. Yeah.
We on the final countdown. All right. I'm gonna get out of my way. So it's the last game, the last preseason game, the selection of who is gonna make the team. We are on watch. We ain't watching the ops today. We watching the have-nots. So we're gonna see who is gonna make that roster. I think we're all in a consensus here that we think Shammet has officially gotten that last spot. Are we any thoughts different that the Shammet?
Like I've always said,
Shammet.
I think he got a lot.
It looks like it could be.
Machete, you? I mean, he was rested with the starters. That was the last game that they rested all the starters before the last game. They rested all the starters. Anybody who's typically getting rotation minutes. The games prior to that, Shammet played In every preseason game, he played in regular rotation minutes, and then he sat out with the starters. And then we were watching everybody else: Brogdon, Matthews, Ryan. Everybody else was trying to make the team. So being that Shammet sat out, I'm in a consensus that I think that he's got the last spot. And then we were looking to see, do they get two veterans? We had Brogdon and we had uh, Ryan Mathews of who's going to fight for this position. And then we had someone gracefully bow out, which is crazy. Your guys thought so. Brogdon retires. He's been in the league. Everybody was like, "Brog, that's it. It's a good, Knicks. I see it, Dale."
Yeah, that I mean, I guess them young dogs fucking took Brogdon out, and he couldn't keep up with the pace, and he gracefully bowed out. Yeah, I mean, it's better to do it now than in the middle of the season. So, like Machete and probably half of everybody in Knicks Nation been talking about. He probably got the word from up top saying that, yo, I think your time has passed. You'll be like fourth, fifth string. We'll probably send you to the G League. And he just said, nah.
I mean, allegedly, I mean, from what Ian Begley said, allegedly that the Knicks wanted him. They basically gave him the roster spot that they were going to give it to him, but he bought out. But I think it's some of that to what you were saying when you saw if you go back and look at the practices of when they were doing the sprints and the running, he was going to be doing a lot of running up and down. He was like, "Yeah, I don't know if I could do this. Another 82 games plus playoffs. You got the team that they're running and gunning. They're fast paced." When you were looking at the first couple of games, I don't know if you guys remember me telling you, I was like, man, I don't know. People were like, yeah, he's gonna be good. I was like, yo, he had 2 steals. They got 2 steals on him the first preseason game. Like it was almost that. I was like, all right, that's kind of weird. You got a veteran that's gonna let these rookies get a steal. He didn't run back on defense to get it back. So I was a little, all right, maybe it's just the first game. Then you see the second game again. He had turnovers, and then he got to the line. He shot a three. He did all right, but some of those things just looked like his tempo was off. That the running was going to be a little bit too much. I did think, and you heard us earlier before. I said I don't think he's going to be doing anything spectacular now. Anyway, I thought we were going to preserve him and save him to the playoffs. I don't think he was going to get super heavy minutes anyway. So the fact that he was, bowed out, let you know that, it's a different thing. Like my brother says, my brother's out there. Salute to my brother. He's out there balling with the youngins, you know what I'm saying? And still trying to give them the business in the game. It's different when you're rolling with the young pit bulls, you know what I'm saying? You got to, I don't know. But I do give him props, though. I give him props that he did it early. He didn't wait till the last minute. You know what I'm saying? That's respectful. He did, as you said, Unix, he did it early. And I think that's a sign of character because if you would have waited later, Kohler could have got traded. The Knicks could have done a lot of different things that could have affected the careers of these other players. And he said, you know what? Let me not be selfish. I don't think I got it in me anymore. Let me just leave early. And that potentially saved Kolek from getting traded. So he probably saw these guys, building camaraderie with these guys, or camaraderie, as Machete says. He was building camaraderie from Abu Dhabi, and it's like, damn, these young kids are trying to fight for their career. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know if I really want to do this anymore. Let me just let me just go ahead and retire and let one of these guys fight for their career and try to earn something. What are your thoughts on him leaving that, Nick? What are your thoughts on that? You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kolek saw his that he was a step too late and this and that. And I think after the game, Kolek called him in the locker room and said, yo, son, you know what I mean? I think your best bet for me is for you to retire. You know what I mean? And I think Kolek called him alone, and threatened him and said, yo, bro, if you don't retire, you know what I mean? You taking food out my kid's mouth that I don't have yet.
Hey, I think he called Tanya Harding. He called Tanya Harding and be like, yo, when you see him, take them shins out. Take them shins out like you did.
I'm telling you, I don't know what it was, but shit, it was like you said, it could have changed a lot for the Knicks. It could have did a lot of damage. So
Salute to him for
You
that.
know, let's thank him for bowing out gracefully, you know, and giving, you know, the young dogs the opportunity to fight, you know, for their position.
And then him being out, he was more than likely going to be. Hey, Machete, any thoughts on Brogdon? On your thoughts on Brogdon retiring? What are your thoughts on that?
Instead, you want to show your face, me.
He's doing research right now.
Nah, I mean, you guys said everything you need to say about Brogdon, man. Pretty much, there isn't really too much to say about.
I mean Brogdon. I mean the fact that he did that, he was a point guard. The reality was that he was going to be. He was fighting for the third position. You know what I mean? So he was like, "Am I gonna go 82 games traveling, missing my kids, doing all this, not really having, and then finding the strength? Because as a third guard, you got to be ready for whether it's 5 minutes, 7 minutes, especially Mike Brown, this new system, the pressure of finals or bust. That was a lot for him. Like, damn, when I come in, those 3 to 5 minutes, I'm coming in this game, like I gotta be an instant firecracker. Or
Yeah, and on top of that, Mike Brown's talking about playing at a faster pace. You know, it might have been more than
his body can handle.
he could handle on his plate.
Yeah. I mean, after all those injuries, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, yeah, I don't mind going to contend. I want a chance to win. But wait, this dude playing 19-year-old style game. Like, I got to run. I just had 3 injuries that kept me out half a season, a year. I missed most of the game, and then on top of that, I'm going to put my body through this type of wear and tear. And then, go ahead, Machete.
Well, I mean, my thing is like, whose call was it to hire? Get this guy. I understand we needed a veteran on the staff, a guy who was sixth man of the year, whatever his reputation was. But it's like Nick said, this was 10 years ago, rookie of the year, sixth man of the year. But a guy who really didn't play a full season, hasn't been playing a full season, has a bad health record. Whose idea was it to hire him, to waste our time, to have this guy go on vacation to Abu Dhabi? And, I don't know what he was thinking.
Free vacation. Hey, listen, was that Leon? Was that Leon Rose? Maybe he didn't want to be this year's Kemba.
This was like you said, it was almost a Kemba. It was almost another Kemba move. But it is what it is. And thank goodness that it's better. We found out sooner than later, and he gives the other guys an opportunity to play, the younger guys an opportunity to play. And I was trying to watch the last game earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And Kolik just looks like he's really got good handles and a good eye for the floor. Like I've always said, he's just small. He's not as physically big, but I think that we could really utilize the youth and go with the guys that we went with last year at the end of the Eastern Conference Finals.
I mean, listen, now that Brogdon's gone, Brogdon was a point guard. Brogdon was essentially the third guard, and that's what basically Kolik's going to be. He wasn't the guy, if we're going to be real, that was going to be backing up Brunson. You got Brunson that got all these shimmy moves, the footwork, cooking everybody, and doing all this, and then you're going to bring Brogdon after Brunson? Like, after this dude, I got to do something after what this guy just did to these people? So I don't think that was a reality. It was more than likely Deuce. I think that Deuce is probably more than likely going to be the backup. And again, this system's going to flow fluidly anyway, so it's not going to be anything like traditional starting five and traditional point guards. He said it's going to be fluid. There's going to be a lot of different moving pieces, so I don't think you have to worry about where you're going to have a traditional point guard, but I do believe that it's going to be Deuce in that order, and then at that point would be Kolik, because Kolik's a point guard, Deuce is a point guard / two guard as well, but he did play point guard. He did back up Brunson for the last 2 years, so he knows the position. Is just a new coach and a new style of play, which I think plays to Deuce's strengths as running and gunning. I think in the last couple of games where Deuce, I think the game that he sat the starters that Deuce played primarily as a starter, he got a taste of what it's really going to be like, and he was struggling a little bit, and then you can see where he saw his areas that he was messing up in, and he can work on that in practice. So now he has some film that he can look at and get better. So I think definitely he's going to be the main guy coming behind Brunson. Pause. Playing behind Brunson. Let me say that. So Do you guys essentially think that Kolek is safe now? Because that's basically the position on there. So now the main thing that we're looking at tonight is who's going to get more minutes tonight. Being the last preseason of the game, you have, I mean, you've been looking at Dadiet, who I like, small forward, young guy, 19 years old, a lot of promise. You know, the upside is up there. Pause. But he could be playing today. He's got a lot of minutes, and he's been talked about for being traded. So tonight we're going to be looking at how many minutes does he get. Salute to Raw Hebrew, which I was thinking the same way, but he put on the video, so I give my dog props. So you're looking at minutes at who's going to get more burn today. Do they showcase Dadier again? Maybe there's another team that wants to do it, or do you save him from, uh, getting injured? And if they're going to trade him today, does he get more minutes today, or does Mathews get more minutes? As you see, the thumbnail that I put on there, it's both of them sliding into home. Who's safe and who's not? So who's safe at the home plate? What are your thoughts on there? Since basically the point guard position is full, you got Brunson, Deuce, and Kolek. What do you think is the next need out of the veterans that we have, either the veteran Mathews or the future promise in Dadier, Machete or New Knicks? What do you think is more important for this team going forward? Do you think that veteran experience as a sharpshooter? Do we need a sharpshooting 3-point shooter or the young talent? New Knicks. You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute.
As of tonight, I would have to agree with Raw with what he said earlier. If you do see Dadier sitting out and playing less minutes, it will be a sign that he might be getting traded, and the same things goes for Matthew, vice versa. So if you do see Dadier playing more minutes, I think, I agree with Raw. They might be keeping him for the rotation, or if Matthew plays more minutes. But I mean, I think I would go with the youth. I like Dadier. He's been showing promise, upside. He's been with the team since he's been. We picked him up, correct?
We drafted him first round. I
Yeah.
think he was.
So we drafted him. I think us as Knicks fans, we're always gonna want to see who we drafted stay with the team, but. This is championship season. There's no time to be grooming. So whoever wants that spot got to fight for it. You know what I mean? And as of Mike Brown, well, we'll get to those topics later on. But yeah, definitely, I would like to keep Dadier.
Yeah, you can bring up the topic if you want to say something about Mike Brown. You can bring it up. We're flowing.
I'm just saying, like, for the Knicks, in efficiency and offense, we was okay last year. We had a little lapse defensively, and a lot of things is, I think me and Mike were right when we said Mitch does deserve that fifth starting spot. And with Josh being injured and all that, it looks to be that way. But if you're Mike Brown and you're here to do something different, Tibbs, a lot of coaches, I don't want to just say Tibbs, but a lot of coaches, they go with their starting five. There's not a lot of coaches that go into different, varieties of starting lineups. Not to say switching it up all the time, but like if you have a taller team opponent, you should go with Mitch and Cat. But when you do go with a faster running team with a smaller lineup, you should go with either Deuce or Hart, at the starting lineup. And I think that's what we should. I think that's what we will be expecting to see with Mike Brown. You know what I mean? How he changes up the lineup depending on our opponent.
What do you think about today though for Matthew, and as far as Matthews versus Dadiet? What looks more like to you as a Mike Brown player with what the expectation of what the Knicks are going for this year? Who do you think fits more the reality? Do a 3-point shooter who's a sniper, space the floor, or the youth of Dadiet that you can use him in multiple ways?
I mean, I'm gonna be up and down honest. I haven't seen none of the preseason. I haven't been on top of practice and none of that.
Just your thoughts in general for the team. Like, do you think we need
But
3-point
my
shooting, or
thoughts
do you?
in general, I mean, you always want a threat on the floor. Uh, and if Matthews is a sharp shooter, so I mean, if you want to uh, alleviate the rest of the players from doing too much, you need a threat out there. So Matthews would be the threat, and Dadiet will be the future threat. But for right now, Matthews has a little notch over him.
Machete, any thoughts on that? On your opinion, do you think the youth of Dadier, the promise of his height and length as a player, the multiple skill set, KD esque? I mean, obviously years away, but do you think that's something that we should hold on and covet, even though it's probably 2 or 3 years away? Or since we're in a win now, that Matthews makes more sense because of the 3-point shooter and can space the floor?
Yeah, I'm with Matthews, man. I've always said, I say I'm rolling with Matthews, Shammet, and then Malcom Dadiet. But those would be the guys we're talking about that we want in there. For me, it's Tyler, Matthews, McCullough. I like those are the ones that I would like to see on the squad rolling with, on our bench. They're still young. They've been there. I think they were with us till the end, even though they may have been sitting, but they were there. I think that's great experience. Everybody sees what it takes. What it takes to get to the end of it. But I think this team is also still. Mike Brown is still experimenting. That last game was all about the bench, what we could do, and well, it really. What's the word I want to use? He was able to flush out the week. It was very telling his press conference that he had. They had asked him. He was talking about the qualities that they wanted was sacrifice, and I forget all the rest. He said it was sacrifice and commitment. His seriousness to willing and chemistry. He said it was sacrifice, chemistry, and really committing to the team. And I think that he wasn't mentioning any names, but maybe some of those things were lacking with a certain player. That's not what the team wanted. That's not what the team needs as a whole. When I say the team, I'm talking including the front office, coaches, and players, down to the rookies, down to the G League. I mean, a team. When I say team, not just the basketball players on the court. But it was very telling what Mike Brown, the way he was speaking, because you have to really read in between the lines when they're talking and listen very carefully what they're saying without saying things, just like Thibs used to do. All coaches do it, because you're not really trying to throw people under the bus or anything like that, but you're trying to make your point, get your point across, So I don't try to read too hard into what he's saying, but I did try to listen to what he was saying, and so then at the end we just decided, nobody's gonna say like, look, man, you gotta go. We're gonna be politically correct here, and you're gonna want to say you resign, stuff like that. We're not putting any words in your mouth, but you don't want to make us look like the bad guy. But you got to be honest that you really can't compete, and or that you're gonna be able to do any of these things, sacrifice or maybe have the chemistry with the team or not. But I think that they're going with the younger legs and the guys who have chemistry on the team already and have proven on the court that they're willing to sacrifice, like Landry did last year, but he came back, and so that's what we're hoping for with this team
And
to come back.
for your opinion, as far as what you're looking at for Matthews and Dadier, You're thinking the veteran. You said the veteran, right? You're thinking Matthews, or are you saying Dadiet that you think would be the better? You're going with the veteran, is that what?
No, with the veteran. Not only is he's that much of a veteran, but I mean, he's still within the age range of the his peers. Brunson and the rest of the gang. And he's a sharpshooter. He's a shooter. We need shooters, dude. Obviously, we're gonna go up against teams that can shoot. We need shooters. The more, the merrier.
Mm-hmm.
Him, Clarkson, Deuce, McHale. Everybody's got to be able to shoot. Cat, JB, OG. We have shooters, man. The more, the merrier. And the most important thing is the chemistry these guys have, and I think they have that with Matthews. Over Brogdon, for example. I'm not saying that Matthews is better, but I think that the chemistry was there. And physically, I think he's more durable. If he's not a little bit bigger, but he's certainly more younger and durable than Brogdon would have been. But it is what it is.
And I agree with you when you like. This is a new coach, it's a new, basically not a new regime, but basically a new coach, and you got to see what does he say. Like how we kind of knew what Tibbs was kind of saying on the low on there. Mike Brown, he gives you the nuggets if you really listen, as you were saying. There was an interview I want to say before after the last game that he said that they were talking about Dadiet. They're like, what do you see with Dadiet? They're like, there was a couple of plays that he did some good and some, not so good, and he had some shots, and we talked to him. And the one thing that stuck out to me, he said he was like, he could do well there where if he got more minutes in G League, that he can develop those type of skills. That right there told me that he's Don Dada because he's already got a contract, so you can't put him in the G League. That lets you know that was Mike Brown's way of saying he needs more time. Basically to develop that he can't be developed here. And Mike Brown is on a hot seat, so he's in a win now situation, so he does not have time for the rookie to learn and coach. Oh, could he do it? Yes. Could TJ Hunt do it? Yes. But you can't put someone that has a $2.5 million contract in the G League. He doesn't have a two-way contract. So the fact that he said that to me was pretty much, I won't say the nail in the coffin, but letting you know that he's not where we would like him to be. Could he learn? Sure. Could he get that and learn? And as his career goes, is he going to be able to develop that? Yes. But that to me told me that lets me know for Dadier. So I'm looking at today. I think that alone kind of gave me the impression that he's going to go with Mathews. You saw Mathews come in. He had, I don't, five out of seven or 7 out of 7, whatever it was for 3-pointers. The kid's a fire shooter from 3 points. We definitely need that. Knicks have not had a sharpshooter like that since Novak. So the fact that and he can hit from everywhere. He is straight on three, corner three, running into the shot three. He's a catch and shoot 3-point specialist as well, which that's something that we didn't have a lot. People need to have the ball touching in their hand in order to hit a shot. So he doesn't need much time to shoot. So him and Landry Shammet complement each other very well. They're very similar players. Landry Shammet gets the edge on defense over Mathews, but they're both crafty. They're pretty good slashing. They can finish off the backboard. Very good catch and shoot three. So I think the need for our team in a win now situation, considering that Mike Brown's in the hot seat already, even though he's a new coach, and I don't think he's going to get fired at the end of the year, obviously, unless it's an implosion from the team this year, which I doubt. But the fact that you have all those conditions lets you know that I don't think a rookie is going to be as much as we like him. And look, nobody's a bigger fan of Dadier than me. If you've seen the last lives and a couple of videos we've done, I like him, and I think he's going to be very good. He's going to have the ability to be a very, very good player in 3-4 years from now. You know what I mean? And we're going to look back and be like, damn, we had him on our team. But for what we need right now, we need a shooter. You know what I mean? That, in my opinion. What were you going to say, Machete?
Yeah, you're talking about guys finding each other. I was watching the game, and I was loving the connection between Jordan Clarkson and Tyler Kolek.
Mm-hmm.
How Kolek was finding him the threes. There were a couple of plays there where there was one play when 4 minutes in the game. I think it was I can't remember what quarter it was, where it was Tyler Kolek. Jordan Clarkson Washington had turned the ball over, and Clarkson made the steal, passed it up the middle to Tyler Kolek. They got it across the court to our side of the paint. Tyler Kolek received the ball and was able to draw two defenders towards him while they were covering him. He somehow found Jordan Clarkson. Tyler Kolek. Clarkson passed it to Tyler. Tyler passed it back out to Clark, and he shot the three, a long three.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was another time where they kept passing the ball. It all started with Tyler Kolek, and they passed the ball to three on the outside, passed around like Mike Brown wanted to spread the ball, like he was asking everybody to be around the top of the key, spreading the ball. And these guys were bang, 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 and Clarkson hit the three. Yeah. So I was liking the connection between.
And to your point there too, which I think that's something that overlooked or by other people too. To like with Kolek, like I've been a huge Kolek lover in the aspect, but he does play better with veterans. When he's playing with veteran players, if you saw last year when people thought
Bullshit.
that's why I said I haven't been. So I'm not saying I have been. I said I haven't been.
Because
I'm calling a spade.
shout out to Two Shots. Shout out to Two Shots. Two Shots been the driver of that wagon. You know what I mean?
He's a Kolek Hive bus driver. You know what I'm saying? He gets. That's what I said. I haven't been the biggest person that's been on the Kolek Hive. I think he's okay. I think he's okay. He can be third string for sure. Third string for sure. But when you saw him playing really good last year was when he was playing like when Brunson was out or when he's playing with experienced veterans that know what to do with the ball or are ready to catch and shoot. That's why he didn't do that good when he was in the G League. You're playing with a whole bunch of other young players who are trying to make a team that are either going to get the ball and try to be creative and show look what I can do. You know what I'm saying? That they're going to try to show themselves because they want to get picked up to another team where you're playing with already veteran professionals that are ready to catch and shoot, know what to do, know the play. They make him look better. So with veteran players, he's played very well. He looks good. That's where you start seeing, oh, he's a cerebral passer. He's a genius passer because he's playing with veterans that know what to do or are ready to catch and shoot the ball. So I think whenever he plays with them, makes him look really good. As you start seeing it even in the last game, that he was doing really good. He's playing with people that he's practiced with now. It's been a couple of practices, so they are familiar with the type of offense, and it made him look good, and he just felt comfortable and his confidence. He just said, I'm not going to be hesitant. I'm going to the basket regardless. So confidence and playing with veterans is really good. Salute Nostalgic Nick. Salute Clarence Miles. Appreciate you guys all in the chat. Let us know your thoughts. What are your thoughts on the trade? Is there going to be a trade? Do you think Mathews gets a position? Do you think Dadiet is gone? Do you think Dadiet stays? Let us know what your thoughts on the last preseason game. Nostalgic, I know you're not shy about putting something in the comments, so I'm going to read what you're saying there. So it's going to be interesting. So tonight is D-Day. Tonight is the time to see who plays.
Well, it is the last game tonight, right?
Yep, because they have to make a decision. The last preseason game, and they have to make a decision tomorrow by 5 p.m. or they have to play.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, it's the last preseason game, so you already know that this is basically like their dress rehearsal. So whoever you see, in my opinion, whoever you see on the starting lineup is what we will be going, forward with, and the rest is up to the rest of the team. Yeah, I mean, they got till 5 o'clock.
And Mike Brown said it too. He said, "Don't hold me to it, but to what you may see tomorrow is more or less what I'm going to go with as far as players and the type of rotation, starting five, as you said, maybe whoever's in the second team and whoever gets those minutes that are available, if they're available, i.e. Mathews, i.e. Dadiet. Do they get who gets those last 5-7 minutes in the game? You know what I'm saying? So you may see the starting five, and then after that, you're going to see the Deuce, the Clarkson, Yabusele, and then obviously Josh Hart's not there, so who's going to take that role? Is it going to be Dadiet in that lineup? Do you see Mathews and Shammet in that lineup? That's where it's going to be interesting. I think Shammet's obviously going to be in there, but who else is going to be playing with Shammet? Is it Shammet and Mathews? So that's what we're going to be looking at today. And whoever you see, as New Nick said, and Raw Hebrew, That's where more than likely is going to be who's going to make it there. If you see Dadiet in street clothes, down goes Frazier. Hey, but he got that first class ticket to out of here. That boy, he good. He flying in spirit, boy. They gonna he's taking the spirit with him. So
Well, I mean, if they do, I mean, listen, one thing the office does is they do good by the player and put them in a position to elevate their craft. So I'm pretty sure whoever's being shifted, the front office will put them in a good position on a good team for them to thrive and grow. You know what I mean? And let's just see what happens within a few hours from now.
so let me ask you, Nunix, you were in here in the last two pods, and it's obviously
Mhm.
coming up in this game here as you're seeing Machete, you two. It's still early, obviously, and it could be a bunch of smoke that they're blowing up people's asses as far as like that. You're seeing OG had a ankle tweak. You're seeing that Cat has a hamstring. I don't know if they're just saying that to give minutes to the guys. We know Josh Hart's back strain is out there, and then Josh Hart. I'm sorry, Jalen Brunson not getting ready as far as being available. You know, like he hasn't caught on to the offense. As far as health right now, does that concern you guys that Josh Hart's missed every preseason game? He's still day to day with his back. Is that something you think concerning you guys, the health of the team, and also Mitch missing games with soreness, especially Mitch? That's something.
No, I think they're being more precautious than it being the actual injury or them, seeing bench time. I think with what's going on in the league, with all the other teams suffering big injuries, I think they're being more precautious than anything, to make sure we do go into the last leg of the season with everybody healthy. Josh Hart, uh, he had a no, he had an abdominal thing the season before that. The back thing, I mean, these guys got millions. They can see an acupuncture specialist. Have bitches out there with hot rocks. Excuse my language. Them suction cups, paws, like there millions and millions of dollars to therapy that could be therapeutic. And if not, do what a Dominican mother would do: put some Vicks vapor rub on it and call it a day. Some Vaporub, and let's go. But I'm not really concerned with Josh Hart. Uh, last year in his preseason, I think he scored 2 points or 4 points, whatever the case may be, and he ended up, being great for us last year. I'm not concerned with him.
What
The
about?
rest of the team, yeah.
And before you go to that, let me read the chat. So Nostalgic says he would trade Pat Cone, Dadiet, and keep Shammet and Matthews, which I think is probably going to be what it is. He thinks that
Salute to the
Shammet,
cat.
and he also says that he thinks Shammet fills in for Josh tonight. So for Josh's role, you're going to see Shammet in the game. Uh, well, but what about Mitch? You guys, they said that he was a little sore. Whether that's true or not, that after I think the last game before last, that he was a little sore. He didn't play the second half of that game, and then there's precautionary rest. Is that something that you think is concerning with Mitch, or you think that's just them taking those just precautionary steps in general? You're on mute. You're on mute.
Yeah, I see it as precaution. I think, Mitch has been healthy, throughout his career, besides the injuries he had before, which were caused by other people and other things. So we know where they stem from. So I think, Mitch will be good. I mean, a lot of these guys, I think for me it's just, yeah, basically a precaution.
Yeah, and I
I
think
just
good, good.
nah. I just think he'll be all right. He'll be all right. I'm not concerned with anybody.
Yeah, I think not for nothing, but I think this offensive running to kind of hit everybody like, whoa, boy, hold on a
That
second.
that
Like,
too. No,
hey,
that too.
and people were talking about Tibbs running people to the ground. Mike Brown is literally running them to the ground. He's literally
To the
burning these
ground.
to the ground. They're running, huffing and puffing. Mitch. Hey, listen. If you go back to look at the film of when they were first doing the running and the sprints in that practice, the last two were there was Brogdon and Mitch. They looked like they was hurting the worst. I think Mitch is gonna be fine, but I think when you saw the last game that you saw Yabusele playing the five, which he didn't look that good, by the way, was Mike Brown's realizing that you can't play Mitch 40 minutes. You can't play Mitch. You have to play Mitch 20 to 24 minutes tops per game. You can't play him any more than that because you want to keep him fresh for the playoffs and let him get in rhythm and slowly get up there. So I think you're gonna see. That's why you saw him kind of tinkering with Yabusele for him to kind of play the five, which that is definitely not going to work. So we need to just hope that Hook Porty stays in shape. And then Jameson, who's on a two-way contract, which is the other kid that he looks decent. He definitely played better than Yabusele for the center position. So he's gonna get some minutes also. I think he's on a two-way, so I think he can play at least 50 games. So between Hook Porty and Mitch, you probably see Jameson out there over Yabusele. So I think you just know that Mitch's minutes are going to be limited. Josh Hart, you're going to have to probably limit his minutes too, whether it's the finger, the back, whatever his ailments are till he gets 100%. You're probably going to limit him. So all that pushes even more for Mathews over Dadiet. You're going to need an experienced veteran, someone who can shoot and space the floor so they don't cheat on Mitch, so they don't cheat on Brunson again, because that's all the teams were doing. If they weren't double teaming, they were crashing the paint and forcing us to shoot. So all signs are pointing to Matthew getting signed. I'll say I'm a little concerned, but I'll let it slide because I think it's early in the season, preseason. They could just be saying all of that just to make sure that they get to look at the other players and give them a fair chance. So I think they had to say something for the players in order to let them, to rest the veterans out there before Adam Silver comes out and says, you're not supposed to be doing rest. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got today. I'm excited for the game today. We're playing in Charlotte. I believe we're playing in Charlotte today. It's today's Charlotte game. I'm going to double check. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry about that. I think we're playing against Charlotte
We
tonight.
play Charlotte.
We're playing
Yeah, we play
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
So
Yeah.
that's something interesting to see. And on top of that, this is out there. So you know who was on the Charlotte? Dinwiddie was had a guaranteed
Oh
role.
boy.
Spencer
Here we go.
Dinwiddie. Listen, Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm not trying to put rumors or anything out there. He is a point guard. I don't like him because he was talking mad shit when he was in Brooklyn. They talking mad caca about New York Knicks and all that mad caca.
Right.
Heavy deuce. Even when he got traded to Dallas, heavy
Din,
deuce.
Din City.
That's shit Woody. so
Shit
so
witty. Fuck
shit
that
Woody.
nigga.
So I'm just saying, because we're playing Charlotte, he had a guaranteed spot in Charlotte, and he recently gave it up, basically becoming available, a free agent available. So someone's out there interested in him. Maybe it's the Knicks, maybe I don't know. Raw did bring that up. The fact that we're playing Charlotte tonight, and he did that before we play Charlotte, I think is interesting. I'm not saying it's neither here nor there, but Brogdon leaves. It's a possibility out there. Could there be a trade with Kolek and Dadier and Dinwiddie come? Who know? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
He get-
I don't want no ops on my team. No ops.
I listen. What that does is he gave up 3 million, and you know how much you know what 3 million is. You have Dadier is about two something, and then you got Kolek at about 2 million. So that equals $1 million savings for Leon Rose. I'm just saying, the way Leon Rose shops, that you got
Gucci.
you got a veteran who for $3 million, that you can trade these two other rooks and save $1 million, and that frees up another $1 million for trade deadline to possibly get another. I'm just saying, I don't know, but smells like somebody's on the grill. There's smoke somewhere. I see somebody barbecuing. I can't quite tell where the food smell is coming from, but I do see smoke in the air. I do see smoke in the air. Is it a lechon? Is it a burger? I don't know. Is it shit?
It might be a blunt. It might be a blunt.
If it's you, it absolutely is. It's definitely barbecue flavored blunts. Hey, hey, barbecue.
That's what he don't got his camera on.
Barbecue blunts. Hey, yeah, you heard it here first.
Where there's smoke, there's spill.
You heard. Fact. That's gonna be the new Knicks shirt. Where there's smoke, there's new Knicks. Hey, barbecue blunts. You heard it here first. By the Organic Fanatics. Anyway, what do you guys' thoughts on that? Do you think that a Dinwiddie, is that a possibility? Do you guys? Only because they had the rumor. I'm not into rumors. I just thought it was coincidental that we're playing Charlotte today. He gives up his bread.
One in the chat that would agree with you that will want Dinwiddie.
I'm not saying that you want him.
Hell no.
Chat, am I right, chat?
Listen, I'm not saying I want him. I'm just saying it's kind of odd. The timing is kind of crazy.
You're doing the math like you kind of co-signing it.
Listen, Leon Rose, if he saves $1 million and you trade two busters for someone who can play, I'm not saying I like the guy. I'm not saying I like him.
Two busters. Who's the buster?
I just shitted on my own players.
God damn. That niggas ain't even you already switching up. Jesus. You see that, Mikey? That boy switched.
I said I'm not.
They quick to switch up on you like.
Today on the World Turns. Oh shit! I need to. Hey, you in? You giving us comment? I wasn't sure if you was gonna give us some feedback to that. Hey, you good? All right. Dinwiddie, I don't know about. Listen. I just thought it was a coinky dink that we play Charlotte. He gives up $3 million to be available for, i.e., a playoff team. And then you got Brogdon retiring, and these things. I just thought it lines up to a Leon move. I'm not saying I like it. It just lines up to a Leon type. Charlotte's young. They need to free up some money. They get some cheap help. Someone to back up Alonzo Ball at a cheap price. You got another young talent. I just, the money works. Maybe a second round included with that, and I don't know. I'm just saying, Leon Rose-wise, the money matches up.
I'd rather get Oladipo.
His injuries, bro. I heard it. I know Oladipo, but Oladipo's injuries are. It's like Oladipo is Brogdon and Kemba together.
That's how much I'm telling you that I'd rather not get fucking shit Smitty.
I don't like him either.
Witty.
I don't like him. He was talking mad heavy caca, but the dude. Appreciate you, Buzzer Beater. Salute to Buzzer Beater. He said, make sure you get the thumbs up and subscribe. Listen, if you want to talk about knowledge, Buzzer Beater is just, his brain just glows of knowledge. Listen to the guy. The guy knows what he's talking about, bro. Follow the suggestions.
Hey, get us to 500. That merch pop out.
Listen, you know who's buzzing tonight? The Charlotte Hornets buzzing. Buzzer Beater, right? We're talking about the Charlotte Hornet buzz. The buzz around the NBA is Dinwiddie. You see? All right.
You're killing the thing. Your dad jokes.
If I gotta explain the dad joke, then it's not funny. All right. You guys liked it. You liked it, right? It was all right. Anyway, so Machete's got to be quiet out there. Machete, would you take a Dinwiddie over Kolek and Dadiet if that is? He's stuck. So,
Hell to the fuck no.
Okay.
I mean, look, man.
He's the
Dimwit played for the bro. I ain't fucking with Dimwit, yo.
There you go.
I'm not fucking on Dimwit, bro. He talked a lot of shit. He was there with the Kevin Durant, motherfucking Kyrie Irving days over there in Brooklyn. Talking shit. He burned us though. He did burn us though. That's why I don't like him. Because he's one of those players that, you know, yeah, he's a hustler. He plays good. I like his game, you know. But he's one of those guys that, you know, that I don't like because, you know, he burned us and then he talked a lot of shit on top of it. He don't like New York. He didn't like us when he played in Brooklyn. He didn't like us when he played in the Dallas. And he would fucking come and haunt us and nah, fuck that. That'd be like fucking getting the fucking sticky lollipop. Same shit. Those are the two right there. Sticky lollipop head and motherfucking Dimwit. I don't need that shit.
Who the fuck is Sticky Lollipop?
Straight Young. Yeah, you stupid. Yo, you dumb. You stupid as hell. Yeah, because they showed a picture of a lollipop that they found like under a couch that had like hair stuck on it, and it was like mad light hair, so you could see through like the hair to the lollipop head, and they said it was Trae Young. Crazy. You stupid. You dumb. The chat salute to Daniel Barry Sports, who's always usually the first one here, but he's on here today. So happy Friday, everybody. Salute to Daniel Barry Sports highlights. Check out my guy there.
To the chat.
Buzzer beater said, Oladipo, we might as well get Roy Sparrow. So he says no. Buzzer beater said,
don't credit me that sticky lollipop head. That goes out to the queen.
Okay, listen.
If you know, you know.
Okay, then salute to that. A salute to the queen. Is it you talking about damn, I can't remember her name. Anyway, Buzzer Beater says no to Dinwiddie. So that's a no. So I guess you guys are in a consensus to no to Dinwiddie. We got a no to Oladipo. Okay, so listen, all that does, even if we make a move and trade Dadiet and we get a Mathews, that gives us freedom and opportunity that whoever becomes available, you can still waive Mathews. If it came to it that you had to waive Shammet if they don't work out for us, that you can get whoever when these teams fizzle out at the end of the year, that they have these heavy contracts and salary when they do waive players by trade deadline in February. If somebody becomes available that's a better fit, you know, we're good to go. And I think it leaves flexibility. Now, you know who I think we should get next year, who I think, you know, I think is in the fold. That's why we're trying to keep our money. I do like CJ from Washington. I like CJ McCollum. I would like to see him next year. CJ would be a good fit as a veteran. CJ McCollum. I'm throwing it out early. Don't steal the content, but you're going to steal it anyway. CJ McCollum next year. Early Doppler warning. Early Doppler warning. So my brother says he supports the Dinwiddie trade. He said you can quote him on that. He's down for Dinwiddie. Hey, salute to you guys. Buzzer Beater says my Buzzer Beater says my brain glows with knowledge because I listen to you guys. My guy. Salute to you. Full table salute. We got the brims here. We appreciate you guys.
You get your Dominican card. You official.
You're official now. Let us know what your guys thought. So do you think Kolek stays? You guys like the fact that Brogdon let Kolek stay in? Who do you think makes it today? Dadiet or Mathews? Do you guys like the veterans for Mathews to be to make the team, or do you like the rookie out here? And then he says instead of saying no Diddy, say no Dinwiddie. No Dinwiddie. That's a major pause for sure. We like that one. I like that one. Hey, Buzzer Beater, you on?
No witty. No witty.
No witty. We know witty with that. All right, I see what you generated there, man. I like it. We got the game tonight. 7:30 against Charlotte. I guess you can see him playing the starters. I don't know if he really does that today. He could, just to see how they look. Maybe for 2 quarters again, maybe a third quarter, and then that last quarter, see who he's gonna go with, either Mathews or if he keeps Dadiet. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Who do you got today, Machete? The game today for the first 2 quarters. You think we play 2 whole quarters with them, and as a regular preseason game, play the last 2 with the rookies, or do you think
Charlotte's 3-2 with Charlotte? Charlotte did really good, man. Charlotte's not doing too bad. I was trying to look at their record right now. Dun, 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 dun.
And on top of that, Charlotte is a fast-paced team. They're a young team, so they're gonna test this pace that Mike Brown is trying to implement. They're gonna test that running and gunning. They're gonna run and gun for 2 quarters, and if we can catch them sleeping at the third, would help. So I think this is a good test as a team. You saw Minnesota when we played them; it was a battle, but they're more of a slow tempo team, half court team. So we kind of fell into the trap of playing Minnesota old school style. That's why you saw Brunson trying to play hero ball or cat. They kind of, it felt like a playoff when we were playing them last year at the end, that they kind of lulled them into a half court offense team where Charlotte's going to be running. So that's going to test a lot of what Mike Brown's trying to do. So today's going to be interesting to see if he goes more than 2 quarters with the starters. I think he does. I think they already have their decision on who's it going to be. We're going to find out whether it's Mathews or or Dadiet. But you're going to see more rotation, more into the second team. You're going to see a lot more Deuce, a lot more of of Clarkson. Maybe you're going to see Yabusele as a 4, maybe as a spacer, more of what he's going to be doing naturally. And then Shammet and Mathews, can they space the floor with these young cats? It's going to be an interesting thing. How does this game look like to you, New Knicks? Do you think it's something that's going to be challenging with the new offense? Do you think we mollywopped them? Who do you think is going to kind of stand out to you today?
Well, I mean, hopefully, I mean, well, what is it? 5 games so far, 4 or 5 games under the Mike Brown system. So I think
we're 4-1 with him.
Yeah, so I think they're getting to it. And versus Charlotte, yeah, I think it should be a dub.
Mike Brown did say he wants to kind of run more of what he's normally planning on playing for the season. So we're probably going to see the starting 5 and then the second team. So it's going to be interesting. He says he's going to run the 9-10 of more or less what he's going to run. Go ahead, Machete.
Yeah, I was looking at our record last year when we played them, and it was interesting because we had played them.
You all right? You froze?
I think you froze.
I think you froze.
You froze.
I think we played. So yeah, I mean,
I like Charlotte.
Let's see, bro.
Let's see who's back. I'm liking it. I think we get a dub today. I think they're going to give us the idea of what a regular game would be with the starters. I think we played 3 quarters with the starters and the second unit. And then probably the last quarter, he's going to probably rest them. So I see 3 quarters today that he's going to play with the starters and then see how they do. I think third quarter is going to be interesting in the rotation. So I'm looking at the third quarter as what he's going to do in the third quarter. This is going to be the first game that we play with the third quarter, I think, with the starter. So it's going to be interesting to see on there. Are you back, Machete? Salute to M. Angelo Buzzer Beater. M. Angelo, he's there. He's in the background out there, but we'll let him know you say salute. I don't know if he hears you in there, but he'll jump in there. He'll jump in the chat. Appreciate you guys here. Hey, salute to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you. Clarence Smiles, Nostalgic, Buzzer Beater, Daniel Berry Sports. Appreciate you guys. We're going to keep it short today because we got a game today. And then Sunday, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the decision for Leon Rose, what happens tonight, who actually stays. What we're going to find out by tomorrow. So tomorrow by 5 p.m., we need to know who we're going to get or who we're keeping as far as the vets. Because if we don't make any decision, he's going to have to pay the veterans a higher money, and he's about that dollar, so he might make that decision by this evening. I'm pretty sure after the game you might hear something of players being waived. They might not even make it to tomorrow. You'll probably know by tonight, and then we'll talk about it Sunday 5 p.m. We'll be back at it with another show. Machete, any final thoughts if you're available, if your phone's working? Any final thoughts on today's game? Dadiet, Mathews, New Knicks, you can jump in the meantime until he comes back here.
Well, I mean, shit, bro. Let's see what happens tonight. see how this game goes. Hopefully we get that dub, and then I'm confident we'll get the win, and let's see what happens. But I'm really wanting to see who starts at Matthew or Dadiet, and see what the outcome is from there.
Salute, appreciate that. And Machete,
Yeah, can you hear me?
I hear you now.
If I'm not frozen.
Nope, you're good.
Yeah, I was trying to look at the games that the last two games that we played against them last year. Okay, so then here it is. We played them last year, March 20th, and lost. We were 46-26 back in March 20th, and they were 18-51, and we lost 115-98 against a team that had only won 18 games. So I was looking at who were the starters when we lost 98-15 against a team that only won 19 games. When we were playing, the box score was shit, man. We had Anunoby 37 minutes, 25 points. Josh Hart, I'm talking about last year. Josh Hart, almost 39 and a half minutes, 13 points, 4 rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns, 35 minutes, 24 points, 10 rebounds. Mikal Bridges, 32 minutes, 16 points, 4 rebounds. And McBride, 35 minutes, 9 points, 3 rebounds. Still lost 98-115 to Charlotte. We had pressure with Chua coming off the bench. Shammet didn't score anything. Campaign played 16 minutes, was 5-3. Tyler Kolek played for 2 minutes and didn't do shit against that game. Charlotte at that time only had Jay Green, Miles Bridges, M. Williams, D. Jeffries, and LaMelo Ball. Somehow those guys beat us last year. I don't know who's going to be playing tonight. Maybe we'll be playing the final guys to see what the final roster was going to look like. Maybe he'll play some of the starters, being that none of the starters have yet during preseason, played at MSG yet. We don't know. We'll see. Maybe he'll have a lineup that he would like to see before he starts the season one last time and see what they look like. Maybe he'll play the starters. Maybe he'll play some more of the rookies. Maybe he'll make more combinations with the guys that he has starting around the bench. I don't know. We'll see. But I wouldn't sleep on the.
Isn't OG, Mitch, and Hart in the injury report lineup for tonight?
It could be. We really don't need to be playing these guys. It's only preseason. We don't need to risk injury. We know what they can do. I think it's all about trying to see what kind of lineups you can put out there. And this is a different team. We'll see what they'll come at us. They're going to be playing the MSG. You know how guys are coming into the Garden, and they're going to want to show out. And it's the last game before the next week the season starts. We're coming around on Halloween, so it's getting really close. So we'll see what Mike Brown's.
So the projected starters, I mean to cut you off. The projected starters for the Charlotte Hornets is Colin Sexton, Con Newpol, Miles Bridges, Tijane Saloon, and Ryan Kalkbrenner. So they're playing a bunch of rookies. So I don't even know if we may play our starters against them. And then supposedly we have our starting lineup is supposed to start. Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns, and Mitchell Robinson are the projected starters. So it looks like they might be playing. Injury report for the Hornets is LaMelo Ball, Josh Green, Trey Mann, Brandon Miller, and Grant Williams. So their whole best players are basically out. In the injury report for us, we have OG Anunoby, game time decision, Mikal Bridges, game time decision, Jalen Brunson, game time decision, Josh Hart, game time decision, and Arrow Hook Porty. Arrow Hook Porty sick, Josh Hart's back, Jalen Brunson rest, Mikal Bridges rest, and OG's ankle. So we might just do a whole nother final, see what the second unit has, and then the remaining rookies to play. So you might see even heavier minutes with, if we don't play our players, then it's gonna be Dadiet and Mathews, and whoever plays good, this is the last hurrah. Whoever plays good here gets it. But I think we know what's gonna happen here. But it looks like they're gonna be basically resting their whole starting unit from what it says here from the projected starters. You're on mute. I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Oh, hopefully TK will get another look with veterans to see, you know, what he can do. Really, if he's the deal, if you know, we don't want to risk anybody. You know, we'll see what we got with our point guard lineup as far as that's concerned. These guys got more practices in. They got a couple of more days of practice in under their belts to see how they look like tonight before the start of the season.
Bro, we let you know you're gonna see who's gonna be if Jalen Brunson doesn't play, and you see Deuce in the lineup. You know he's got the second. He's the second guy after Brunson, no matter what. And then after that would be
Yeah, I see LaMelo Ball coming in trying to light shit up.
yeah.
I mean, he's been that
But he's injured.
good. So
Yeah,
Good.
he's on the injury report though. I don't think they're gonna play. I don't think they're playing any of their starters for Charlotte. They're not gonna play any of their players. So there's gonna be a bunch of
No, then
you know.
no, I'm talking about Deuce.
No, I know you're talking about it, but he was saying that he thinks LaMelo's gonna go off. So I was telling him that
Yeah,
LaMelo
Melo Ball is not playing today.
he's not gonna play
what
today.
we saying about Deuce?
Now he'll definitely always be Brunson's backup. I don't think Clarkson will take. I think Clarkson's coming in to be that sixth man of the year. I think Deuce will keep his position at backing up Jalen Brunson, and you know, let's see if Hart comes in off the bench. I mean, either way, our squad is deep. You know, and we're gonna do what we do. Same shit we did as last year. We just need to elevate. That's it.
Yes, sir. Let's get this W Knicks. Final take. Machete, final take.
Nice hat. That shit look crispy. You just got it?
I like your hat too, man. I've had this hat for like a year. I've been sporting it the whole time.
That shit look crispy as shit, boy.
All right. I'll take last take New Knicks and then Machete you, and then we out of here.
Hey, salute to the chat. Thank you for rocking out and vibing with us. Salute to the 419 viewers from the last show. Shout out to y'all. Let's transform those 419 views into some new subscribers so we could get a 500. Share the content. They trying to blackball us. Shout out to my brother for QB in this joint. Shout out to Machete for popping up. And shout out to Mike the Specialist for always making it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shouts out to the gang out there, the cats on the chat, everybody in there. Thanks for all the viewerships and everything you guys do, all your comments. We really appreciate it. The Organic Fanatics here with you every Friday, Sundays, and we try to do What's Up Wednesday, but you know we come down once a month. Once a month we try to do a show. Hopefully things will pick up and the Knicks do good. You know, we'll try to get a win tonight. We will get a win tonight. He'll start the starters against his week's clubs and give MSG what they want, man. Get the fans what they want.
Yeah, so we had a salute to Buzzer Beater. He said he wanted us to go 5-0. It's not so much about the W's, but I definitely agree with you. It's how we play, what we do, how the camaraderie comes together. So I want to see some of that tonight today. We're going to talk about it Sunday, 5 p.m. We'll be back at it. Salute to you, Knicks, for being here. Always appreciate you. Salute to Mate Tasso coming through. M-Spec, we can't do anything without my guy here.
So smell the victory.
Salute to my guy.
Smell the win.
Salute to Two Shots out there, learning how to swim. He's learning how to swim. He's over there in a cruise ship with his floaties on his arms, but he'll be all right. He'll be doing his thing. Salute to you guys.
That nigga eating straight buffets and getting saucy.
Hey, salute to Buzzer Beater, Nostalgic Nick, Clarence. Appreciate y'all guys for being us here. Machete, M-Spec, take us out of here. Sunday, 5 p.m. We'll talk about it. Let's see who makes it. You heard?
Yes. Can you smell it? The victory, the wins.
We out?
All right, good show, y'all. Yeah, good show.
Hey, appreciate y'all. Good showing up, my niggas. Peace out.
All right, well.
New York City. New York, Knicks. If the Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. The Knicks is in the Mecca, yeah, let me hear you give it up. We back, we back, we back, we back, we back, we back. This is New York City, home of the Knicks, baby. Yeah, we back on track. The Mecca's going crazy. Rim rocking, shot blocking, boy, we are not stopping. Aiming at that chip with a bullseye on the target. It's been so many years, that's how bad we really want it. From the city to the garden, we all be blue and orange. And everybody starving, hell yeah, hungry for a ring. Got a team full of hungry hoopers all going in, we back.
A minute remaining. Brunson at three. Bam! Jalen Brunson does it again. Timeout.
Sounds like it's about to go down in here. Going down. New York City,